Jordan here. In this video, I want to help you discover or rediscover your purpose. Just to kick things off, what is your purpose? Like, what is it? In my mind, the way I see a purpose is it is the guiding light, it is the North Star, it is the direction in which our life is headed. For a long time, I didn't have a purpose, right? I struggled to find meaning in life and I didn't know why I was here or why I was doing anything. I recently just came back from a trip from Bali where I spent the month of November connecting with friends, meeting new people, and I wasn't working as much, but I was doing some self-reflecting. I was doing some shadow work, and I was just overall just reflecting on life, right? Reflecting on my purpose and making sure that I'm staying in alignment with that. Because I wasn't producing as much content. I was living in a place where there was a lot of construction. It was very difficult to record videos. If you're coming to Bali, just check to see is there construction around. And I just took the time to connect with people instead of, trying to find brackets of time where there wasn't construction so I could record a video. So I took this time to reflect and I felt this gap, this emptiness inside of me. Even though life was good, I was connecting with people, I was having fun, I was making money, things were good. Like there was no reason for me to feel any bit, uneasy. But I couldn't help but feel like there was something missing. And that thing that was missing was just not being in alignment fully with my purpose. Now, the beauty of having a purpose, having a goal, having something that you're working towards is that even in conversations you're having with other people, that is working in the background, right? It's working in the back of your mind. And every conversation you have, you can pull insights, you can reflect and look at the things people are saying and look at your own life and how that relates to that in alignment with your purpose, right? So I was having a conversation with somebody and we were talking and the topic of purpose came up. And for a long time, my purpose for me, and I'll just give you a personal example just so you can kind of see where I'm coming from. And then we'll go into some examples on how you can discover this for yourself. But somebody asked me the question, what is your purpose? Like, why do you do what you do? Or why do you do anything? Why do you make videos? The first thought that came to mind, and it was an unconscious thing, I didn't even think about it. And it was something that I hadn't even fully said to myself yet. And it was, to be a great father. That was the first thing that came to my mind. And very strangely enough, I was in a conversation, it was just me and another person, and I actually felt the feeling you get when you're about to tear up. And this is something that didn't come up for me before. And when I was writing about this, I knew that I wanted to be on a journey to help people improve how they see reality, how they see, life, how they show up for themselves, specifically men as well, and how they can grow into be better men and great men, to be great husbands, great, fathers and everything. I knew that that was part of it. But for me, the purpose that I came across was to be a great father. And that stems from a personal story. If you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know that my upbringing has a lot related to work that I do right now and the mission that I'm on, right? I didn't have a father figure that was, present fully, right? He was present, but not fully present. And I never had that connection. And I had to figure out how to be a man by myself. And I made a lot of mistakes that I could have avoided and a lot of people that I hurt along the way and, did some things that I'm not proud of. For me, my purpose is to be a great father the way that I wish I had that in my life when I was growing up, if that makes sense. Now, what stems from that is helping other men, helping, people in business, because that all is related to that. Because being a great father is just being a great man. Like being a great father is just being an exceptional human being to a high standard so that you can lead your family, lead, particularly either your son or your daughter or whoever it may be. And it's interesting that because I don't even have kids, but that is my purpose in life, I feel like. And that stems from a past experience, a past event that I experienced, and that feels meaningful to me. And then now I can go ahead and I can use that purpose in the service of others. Now that comes in the form of mindset coaching. It comes in the form of helping people with business. In the beginning, I was learning marketing skills and sales and things like that so that I could help other business owners and their brands and their businesses. And that was me figuring out how to get there. And that brings me to my next point, which is how can you go ahead and discover your purpose or rediscover your purpose, because these things change over time. For me, it was I wanted to have freedom. I thought that was my purpose. I wanted to travel. I thought that was maybe my purpose. But I realized that a lot of these things were selfish, right? It was me focusing on how can I get something? How can I achieve freedom? And over time, I then realized that really it's all about being in the service of other people. So what is something that is meaningful to me? So if you're trying to discover your purpose, and we'll look at rediscovering in a second, if you're trying to discover for the first time, think about this. What is something that has maybe happened in your life that upsets you, it makes you angry, it makes you frustrated, and you would happily spend the rest of your life making sure that other people don't experience that same thing, that same pain that you may have felt, right? So that's one way to look at it. That's the way I look at it. Also, you could look at it, what is something else that's going on in the world? Maybe you have not experienced it yourself, but maybe it angers you. Maybe it makes you frustrated. Maybe you look at a situation or you look at something happening and you can feel that emotion. You can feel that emotion inside of you. When that starts to boil and when that starts to come to the surface, you'll know immediately that that is something worth solving for you. You know that that's in alignment. Now, this may take time and you may have to try a bunch of different things to really find what's in alignment with you, but that's a mission and that's something worth doing, because finding your purpose is your North Star will guide every decision that you make going forward, right? So there's some different ways that you can consider this. If you're trying to rediscover your purpose, then really what you want to do is you can ask some similar questions. Maybe you've asked those questions before. Maybe you went on a journey and you realized that that wasn't for you, and that's absolutely fine, because I really believe that there is one purpose that we all have, but along that path there is many purposes, as you would probably call it, along that path that are adding up to this bigger thing that we're all working towards. So if you're trying to rediscover yours, I would recommend just to keep it simple. Take some time, go on a long walk, do some journaling, create space for yourself to think, and think about what is something that is deeply meaningful to me. What is something that I would happily solve for other people for the rest of my life, and I would do it for free. That's a big thing, because I think about this as like, what would I do every single day for free, even if I didn't get paid for it? You know, I would still make these videos. I would put myself out there. I would talk about the things that I believe in, because if I feel like it'll have an impact on other people, then it feels meaningful to me. It feels like I'm doing something. And the second I came back from Bali after my trip and I started to sit down and record this video, I was excited. I felt in alignment. I felt on purpose. I felt like I was contributing, even in the smallest way, right? So what is that thing for you? What is that thing for you? What lights you up? What are you excited to solve? What feels meaningful to you? That over time will get clearer and clearer and clearer. You don't have to figure it all out in one afternoon. And the more action you take and the more skills that you develop and the more things that you learn along the way, the clearer this becomes. But I just wanted to share this message with you in case you are maybe trying to rediscover your purpose. Maybe you are in business and you're already making money, but you feel out of alignment. You feel like something is missing. Take the time. Take the time. Sit with yourself. Sit with your thoughts. Go on a long walk. Maybe isolate yourself for a little bit and think about what is something deeply meaningful to me that I would happily solve for the rest of my life. And I would do it for free because of the contribution that it does to the world and because how it makes me feel. Or if you're trying to discover your purpose for the first time, stack skills, take action in a direction that makes sense for you to take, right? Maybe start a business, start a side hustle, figure out what works for you, and then use those skills that you learn in the service of others as you take the time to reflect on what feels meaningful to you. Maybe it's a past event, maybe it's something you saw in the world that ignites this emotion inside of you that you feel is a thing that needs to be solved, and it's not okay that it exists. And that is what you are here to do. This takes some time, but this is a mission that we are all on. And it's a mission that I truly believe is why we're here on this earth, right? And it's going to be your guiding North Star in every decision that you make. It makes life a lot more simple as well, because if you have this one thing that you're working towards, it means that you can say no to other things, right? And the clearer that we get on that, the easier it is to fulfill that. And the more impact that we have, the more the money that you make in the process as well, and everything that just comes with that. And overall, the fulfillment and the overall, just the sense of being here on purpose is enough, right? So I wanted to share this thought with you. Hopefully this video is helpful to you, and hope you're having an amazing day. I'll see you in the next one.